is just straight up gonna be who can land what. Because whoever lands more spells is the one that's gonna get kicked out of their lane.
Yeah, I would like to see Orianna level up her Protect command, level 1, just so she can get free CSing without taking much damage versus a Victor.
I play a lot of Ori. I don't like East at level 1 because it's like a lot of mana. It's like 60, yeah. His shield's 80. Q's generally safer because you wanna Q the range champ so you get lane advantage and you don't get 2'd. Same as TF now, like standard start and TF is red carding caster wave twice, so you have priority on 2 because TF struggles with that as well. Caster wave gives you a lot more control when you want to hit 2 as well because they don't like aggro the same as melee and they're a lot easier to one shot or like leave at 10% if you need to. But Q is my preferred. I honestly like Aurelia shouldn't have W skilled. Ori shouldn't be skilled. Dash shouldn't be skilled. Kate shouldn't be skilled. Like you just don't need to skill unless you absolutely have to. If you get like cheese turn baited, you just like die because you took W on Aurelia instead of E.
Yeah, there's normally 2 spells that you want to level up first. It's either your Blade Surge or your Equilibrium.
I'm glad they nerfed Equilibrium.
You can actually like get your W for your Q at some point, but that's only if you're like for some reason took the wrong runes and you can't CS under turret with autos, and that's when you want to be hopping around with Qs.
Well, the reason why a lot of Aurelias get Q first is versus range matchups because more than likely you're not going to get your stun off of a range top laner level 1, so you just want to try to shove the wave with your Q as fast as possible and try to get a level 2 spike.
Yeah, but like I said, as weird as it sounds, like as Aurelia, you really want to be like, you want to have that minion advantage to be on the enemy side because you want that opportunity to hop.
See what Nocturne? Why did he get so low? It's interesting. You generally start W. I mean, get W second on Nocturne.
Yeah, because you want the attack speed.
You don't even cheese 2 anymore. You cheese like 3 red side, so you just get W by default. Some people cheese 2, but they usually play Jarvan and they're really toxic.
Also on melees, if you want to jungle on melees, you need to learn how to kite properly. Like you can't just sit there and face tank while your attacks your attack speed is just idling.
If you're that low in the jungle, sometimes you don't want to blow the extra pot and you just want to be, because if you don't, like if you blow the extra pot and you can't kill the camp, you're in a bad spot and you want to save the pot because 35 gold's quite a bit early game. Just sometimes you don't want to go for it. What's in Skype? Yeah. One second. Alright. C mid.
Yeah, right there. Or I should have just jumped on him immediately. Like that was her open window, and she kind of she still traded favorably, but she kind of like delayed it, which also delayed her a bit of extra poke.
Ori needs to focus on CS as much as she can as well. Like Orianna's kind of the reason she's annoying and she's always relevant is because Orianna should always have a high CS count, so you're never that far behind. But if you don't CS like well on Ori, and for some reason you have like get killed once or twice, you can really have like a weak mid game. She's pretty easy to CS with.
Yeah, really has the best like AP auto CSing. And
Nocturne's struggling in the jungle though. Really, if you're on this side of the jungle, the route you want to use is
he took a lot of attack speed, that's why, and I'm guessing he doesn't really have that much pen.
Well, a lot of people either run like the 29% attack speed page, or like the attack speed quint 80 reds page, or like the full AD 5 armor pen page, or the 3 Nocturne pages. Most of it's just he's not cutting the jungle camps and fighting on his Q.
Oh yeah, never underestimate the steroid of your Q. Earlier, just took a really unfavorable trade with the Gnar.
Where needs to Q? Oh, wasn't. Like, I understand you want to farm the wave on your tower, but if you're in wave to like hit a Q, just shoot it and help Wukong out. Don't auto more. Like, this lane's in such a good spot to freeze right now. The worst thing she could do is like auto the creeps more than she had to.
Yeah.
Like,
But
ward this push and freeze out.
She's taking way too much poke. That's another issue.
Just want to make sure that you headshot champions. I mean, that's kind of obvious, but Ori's got 6. She should just go for kill. She should QW into ult. Or she's a little low on mana. But if you take Ignite on Ori, if somebody gives you an opportunity like that and you 6 first, you need to use it. Because Ignite and Ori just has some problems if you don't like use it to win lane.
Aurelia's running into the issue where the only way Gnar can actually win this matchup is if he keeps keying off his boomerang with his passive stacks, and
this is pointless. When you're jungling, you need to look at where the wave is and where the wave is going to end up. They're never, if Jinx is doing this, it's never going to push into a spot where you can gank it. I mean, he could be waiting for a counter gank, but Nocturne's mid, so no, never mind. Aurelia's in a good spot though. She's up in CS, which is kind of just where she needs to be.
And here's where she can really punish Gnar.
I don't. Oh, that TP's okay actually. Yeah. So as Gnar, when the other top laner does that, and you trade TPs, you kind of want to try and use your TP bot, because they're kind of throwing you a bone. It's called like the TP advantage bone, and you have like 3 minutes to use it.
Yeah, and as Gnar, you notice that they don't have a lot of wards behind blue team, so make sure you communicate with Thresh or even Caitlyn to put a ward on the bot side of their side of the bush.
Especially since Jinx is seemingly like pushing up really hard.
What you want to look for too is telegraphed plays. Is Gnar, what needs to be going through your head is, I have TP advantage and Nocturne's about to hit 6. So I'm going to try and counter gank like Nocturne with TP. But
yep, and there goes the trade. Because Aurelia
now he's the TP back to lane or you lose cannon wave. And Aurelia can probably just kill him if he stays. I think she should.
Yeah, she should punish him.
What's Aurelia max then?
Into
max. 2W. That's not bad. Man, Aurelia's in solo queue that just like, I played the matchup as Rengar, and they just max E and they Sheen proc me, and there's no counterplay to it. I'm glad that got nerfed. This is a smart gank. He knows that Victor doesn't have flash if he's timing it or paying attention. So just come in and kill him. Free.
Like right now, bot lane is just so back and forth because both are vying for position or CS. They're both making a lot of mistakes, which is the reason why no one's really like snowballing. The best thing right now that both sides can do is one, the Reds Nocturne really should be bought like at this point. Like he should have like, well, is he 6 yet? Yes, he should have ulted somewhere by now. There's no reason why you shouldn't like immediately try to go after someone.
So like sometimes you don't think about cooldown and cooldown efficiency. So if you use 6 and blue, your play is to ult with 6 and blue and recall, and then by the time you walk back and farm that red, your 6 is up again, and you can almost get 2 ults off in the time that this guy got 1. A lot of times, if you've ult up and you're playing jungle, try to ult before you recall, because you're about to waste like 30 or 40 seconds just getting back on the map.
And Gnar, in this situation where you're basically being out-traded, you really shouldn't be going for a Sunfire. At this point, you should have been basically rushing around, because you want to slow the attack speed on Aurelia, and you want to be able to slow her down if you have to. You're not going to be dealing more damage to her with a Sunfire. If anything, you're just giving her more of an opportunity to trade you.
Yeah, Sunfire is like, it only works in melee range, and Gnar doesn't want to play this matchup in melee range unless he's a Mega Gnar.
And even then, Aurelia cannot trade Mega Gnar. Like once she starts getting her.
Whoa.
That was huge mitigation.
10-10 juke. Alright, so skill shots. You always want to, like, let's say this creep is what you want to hit with your skill shot, and you know that creep is going to run up here. You always want to shoot a little, like, at the edge of the hitbox where they'd run, not in the middle right on top of them. So you're covering if they stand still or if they run one direction. So you're covering, like, the likely outcome and one possible, as opposed to just the likely.
Yeah, and they punish. Yeah, that was a good play on Jinx and Braum. They were reactive and they punished Thresh for being out of position.
This is what I say a lot of time in BA when people pick something like Victor or Xerath and so on and so forth. You need to play differently when you don't have flash. And you need to respect that you don't have flash and not stay in like the middle of lane, and you need to be warding like both sides of river.
Like Gnar, right now, your only hope of winning this matchup is for you to get those passive procs off and land your Qs, and you have to really be trying to land those passive procs because that's the only way you're gonna outtrade Aurelia at this point.
Aurelia needs to freeze. If she pushes, she's gonna get that free farm. She's no reason to not freeze. Because if Gnar comes up, she can just like zone him, or if a creep is low, she can QQ and get him. I would almost, like, if you're gonna freeze like this, if she didn't push the wave already, I'd walk up to a caster creep and put it at like 20%. Because it'll still do the same damage at 20 and you can freeze exactly the same, but it gives you the potential to always like QQ and like bully him if he wants to try and break freeze. When you freeze a lane, casters are the last thing to get hit. So if you like auto a melee, you're breaking freeze, but if you auto a caster, you're not breaking freeze until a caster dies.
Okay, and now this is the perfect situation where Gnar actually wants to fight. He wanted to do a turnaround and smack her into the wall.
That's a cool skin.
Oh.
He actually might have been able to kill her.
That's too telegraphed. Like, as Aurelia, if I saw a guy go Mega Gnar and then walk away from me, I'm just like, he's gonna TP, man. Ping this B 5 times. Get away. Get away.
Yeah, if that ward was on the other side of the brush, it might have been a different story for Gnar there.
Yeah, but even then, the biggest issue is that Gnar is not like abusing he's not abusing what Gnar brings to the table.
Kate needs to auto tech. She probably could have gotten like 5 or 6 more autos in there, and this would be a very different fight because Wukong would have died instantly.
Yeah, right. Like, oh,
God bless. I don't like that. I think she should have
Went for Kate.
or reset her Qs so she could go for Kate with flash if she wanted to. Treat Nocturne like a champion there and last hit him with Q. She put her Q on cooldown for no reason. I think she'll have Trinity Force when she bees, yeah. So Nara's like,
Gnar's really falling behind.
He needs to think of how he's going to affect the map now, and he needs to like try and push when Aurelia's not there, because she's Trinity, like, it's not good for Gnar. I like the wards on red though. I think it might just be too little too late. Both of these games are kind of coming down to the same thing, and this is why I think jungle is really good if you want to win like a high percentage of games in solo queue. Although it may not always seem like you're carrying, the game with the jungler that gets like 2 or 3 more kills early game, like, is probably going to win more games. Or quite a few more games.
That or also based on the champions you pick. Like, Nocturne has this global presence where you see your dark get darker for any amount of time, you're going to freak out and you're going to want to get out of there.
Yeah.
It's the same with Evelynn, it's the same with Rengar. As soon as you know that there's a possibility that they're going to jump at your face, you get out of there.
Kate needs to be smart about her keys too. Once you have IE or even BF and pickaxe, your auto is generally more than your Q, unless the only time you want to Q is if you're not in auto range or if you think you can hit multiple targets. Or like creep waves, obviously. It's good Victor got the kill there.
Yeah, at this point, training 1-for-1 is definitely worth it for a red team.
At some point, too, in solo queue, it might be harder to coordinate L or Elo. If you're getting camped this bad, say, can you ward left side of river for me, and then ward right side? Because people always say, oh, ward both sides of river, or ward both sides of river. If you're getting camped and losing lane, that's a lot of gold to drop. Like, maybe your jungle can help you.
Yeah, but also remember that it's not just the support's job to jungle, and that's something that I even run into plat players saying. It's everyone's job, and you getting screwed over in lane isn't because the support isn't warding for you. It's because you need to be warding for yourself.
Yeah, I was helping a rank 5's team the other day, and they were like a bronze or silver team. They're asking like a very basic warding setup, and they're players who don't purchase a lot, so I'm not gonna like tell them optimally what I would do if I was playing all 5 roles. And I said like, support should handle bot side and dragon. Jungle should be warding other teams' race and one side of mid. Mid should be warding one side of mid and maybe something else in top wards top. It's not too hard to do, and that's like generally covering most of the bases on the map.
I like to think that like top lane should be warding their river and around the entrance of the enemy jungle, like top jungle.
I mean, there were like a bunch of silver players. I had to give them something very basic. But that is something very basic, and if you do that, like, if you just ward other teams' race and one side of river on jungle, like, you're going to win a lot more games.
If every individual, like, wards one entrance, there is no way that a jungler can sneak up on you.
Exactly.
Well, I guess Thresh Lantern, but that's about it.
They really need to do something at Nocturne's ult range before he hits level 11. It's like as long as Nidley's Spear. I really like playing Noct, and it's really like... When you play a Thresh too, you kind of want to come down lane and look for Lantern. Victor Ripperoni.
Yeah, the reason why I kind of wanted to say that kill on Victor was nice, but it wasn't the best because that basically just means Victor gets his gold reset.
Yeah.
Yeah, really, when you went for that kill, you didn't really need to flash there. What you do is that you proc your Hinduan style, and then you Q at one of the caster minions. You should have enough damage to get the reset, and then you use your Q again onto Gnar or Wukong there. And you would still have flash up. So, keep that in mind.
Does that still actually one-shot minions? Because I've been hearing that there's some Aurelia mains that are complaining that you can't one-shot minions like you used to because of the health changes.
At a certain point you can, but if you can't, just getting a Doran's blade would still be good.
Good job, Oriana. That was really like, sometimes you don't want to flash right away if you want to bait. I don't like to give people the advice to bait a lot, because it's something that's pretty bad unless you do it like absolutely correctly, but that was a good bait. 8 out of 8. Alright, this is greedy. It's a good heal. Dash should be trying to body block that if he can though.
Yeah, I thought I should have turned around immediately and just tried to face tank it to the face. Like the best way right now, like as stupid and monotonous as it sounds, again, the best way to get back into this game is sight and catching people off.
Yeah, I'll go down each. Wukong got upgraded sweeper. Braum should have upgraded sweeper. Jinx is good. I'd like to see scrying at this point. Kate, I'd like to see scrying. Everything else doesn't look too bad. I'd like to see Nara stealth. But actually, the blue team did a good job upgrading their stuff.
This could honestly be a really good dive if Gnar Mega Nars and slams Ori into the wall, and then Victor throws a stun down.
I don't like Bork here on Ori. I think if you're winning this hard, you just grab Heart. Yeah, especially against Nocturne and Arcade. If you just grab Heart, like, you're such a monster. It's not like Victor's gonna kill you with those items either. You have the damage too to go Heart on your team because you have like Wukong Jinx. Safe builds. Building damage is one of the easiest ways to throw in solo queue, if you don't have to build damage. Ori should try and focus on keeping farm up in mid game too. She didn't do, that's interesting. She didn't do a terrible job, but hitting CS metrics is really important on Orianna.
I will say though, Ori was pushed up really far there, and like Thresh might have not gotten that like hook off, but the fact that he could have really punished their team.
Mid game Kate problems. Who just finished randomins? Wukong, that's like the perfect item for him right now. Is now that he is Wukong, any fight with Caitlyn, like, Kate can't do anything to him. And it's not Kate can't do anything to him for, like, next item. It's like Kate can't do anything to him for, like, until she is PD Last Whisper.
Yeah, no, you need to be really playing these engagements smart, and like I said, the only way you're going to be out trading this Aurelia is if you get your passive proc off.
Balance, earliest balance.
Kappa.
That's actually a really good play.
That's exactly what you needed to do.
Well played, Raging Pineapples.
Like, remember, your ultimate actually deals a lot of damage, even if you're behind. Unless you completely whiff it and don't slam them into the wall, then I guess it really doesn't do much.
I don't like the Mobies that knocked. He got him late, and I almost think that you never buy the Mobies that knocked anyway.
Well, yeah, because generally you're not going to be going in, like, straight-up engagements. You're going to be ulting in. With the magic of love.
Whoa, that's well played by Jinx. Sometimes the safe play is the right play. I would have liked to see him just kill Thresh there and not put himself in danger. Oh gosh.
Honestly, like, Thresh could have, like, really saved that if he would have, like, thrown that hook earlier.
Yeah, Darkener just needs to not do that. Even if he ults in there, your fear takes, like, a second to tether.
Yeah, I did look back at the replay from Power, and you did have a little bit more health than Aurelia when she did stun you, so...
Yeah, but that's been a constant problem lately.
No, but she did have less health than Caitlyn there. I went to double check. Okay. So no foul play on that bugs.
Yeah. Also, the other thing you have to remember is I'm pretty sure it's based on a percentage, not a flat amount. So sometimes visually it looks like they have more health than you, but percentage-wise they don't.
I like the Braum build. Thank you for getting Locket. Locket with Orianna too. Like, that's so much effective health for your team. I would really like to see. I don't know. Like, I always say ward out a part of the map, but like, it is just if you drop like 6 wards in the jungle and sweep it, and then you just like split push the 2 adjacent lanes, and then play that objective, whether it's Dragon or Baron. Like, it's so hard to do anything. But they need to play something. Like, decide what they want to go for next Dragon, next Baron, push a lane and get that jungle, and just get the appropriate vision.
And this is a good catch.
It is.
Like, they need to either figure out if are they gonna go for the Aurelia or they're just gonna go for something else. And they basically just let Aurelia go for free. But if they can get a good catch off this, but they're not going to. They're too disjointed. That's the biggest issue right now. They're not coming together to do something.
Ooh, the transition by Aurelia. I would like to see Nard TP into that fight. He's Mega Gnar. Maybe not though. Sometimes you need to take the best engage you can get, and when Aurelia beat into the jungle and Jinx is split pushing bot, they hit a potential like 3v5 with Nard TP. Sometimes you just need to like ping your team 5 times and make them do it though.
Yeah, as red team right now, you really need to upgrade your trinkets and try to get a vision, just to try just try to get some picks off, and knowing where this Aurelia is going to be.
Vision is the #1 way you get back into the game, because off of Vision you get kills, gold, experience, and then that lets you take other objectives.
Because from the looks of it, this Aurelia is just going to keep on split pushing all game. So make sure you have wards up so you know where she's going to be.
She went Blade. She's going for that split push. I'd like to see them fight here if they continue to push. I know that it's not the best 5v5 for red, but mid's going to get pushed in as supers in like 130. This may be the best fight they can get, but they decided not to push. I assume they're timing this drag. No, it doesn't look like it. Looks like they're pinging and don't know what's going on. I don't like the Victor. I think you shouldn't sit on Codex and Chalice. I think you need to decide what you want to build and build it. Codex and Chalice are like not that strong until you finish the Theans.
Not to mention, like, I'm pretty sure that's the final, the perfect core isn't that great until you really have, like, more AP to back it up.
Items, yeah.
Yeah, I think I would have preferred Morello's in this situation versus Athane's.
He had the right mentality. He felt that he needed to be more tanky, so he went toward Namacon, but, well, not Namacon, towards Athene's. But the problem is he was getting ganked by Wukong, so yes, a lot of magic damage was coming out of Ori, but a lot of that damage was coming out of the Wukong, so him building defensively really didn't help him.
So I'm going to draw like a line on the map here. It's kind of a little past Gromp. Or just generally, if you're losing and your blue's not warded, you don't want to push that far. Blue control after bot and mid fall is really big, and if you don't have control of the blue, whether it's yours or theirs, like, it's a really scary place to be. Or adjacent to that in either lane. And I mean, Victor's kind of just pushed up without any vision on his blue and he got killed. There's one thing, if you're playing support in solo key and you lose bot tower or your mid tower loses tower, get wards in like that blue jungle. Or if it's like the other side, get wards in the red, because that's where the other team's going to make plays. So generally in Noct you want to hold ult longer, unless you have like a perfect ult, because you want to deny vision. Whoa.
They need to know when to back off. Like, they should clearly see that blue side doesn't really have that great siege like power, so they should have just fought under their turret instead of pushing out and getting really cocky just because one of them got really low or because of Nocturne whiffing his ult.
Anytime you have a good fight on steps, even if you don't get kills, if you're behind, don't get cocky, because you have the option to go back in home guard and they don't.
Like, honestly, if they kind of would have just played that back, this game would have been delayed and they could have, like, pulled something.
Yeah, both games kind of come down to the same thing, and that's it. Jungle's big. Like, ooh, let me mute. Alright, should be good. Whichever jungle impacted early game won both games, and it was pretty close until then in both games.
Yeah, it's just all about staying under your turret and just trying to play as safe as possible. Not trying to go into the jungle where there's any vision. That's when you start throwing, when you don't know when you go into unwarded bushes.
Like there are two ways to play from behind. There are the points where you want to make those risky plays because you feel like that's the only way you're gonna like come back into the game. And there's also when you just sit back and farm. And right now, in the way the game currently works, you want to sit back and farm because the way itemization works right now, if a team's really ahead, you trying to make the plays, unless you have like a super heavy AoE CC team that can nuke someone or lock someone down forever, then you're just gonna end up feeding more kills.
Alright.
Does the graph show you anything, Doctor?
Yeah, Victor bought 6 wards, which isn't good when you're getting camped that hard. Nar bought 6, Nocturne bought 4. He killed 6 though, that's a good number. Killing 6 wards in a game is actually pretty good. Braun bought 20, Riley bought 10. Like, look, Oriana bought 16, and it showed. Like, Nocturne couldn't gank her. It's, I don't know. Like, when you're getting camped that hard, you need to ward. And if you don't have flash, there's no excuse to not buy a green ward. Let's see, match overview. And the same thing happened, like, close until 6, close until 8, and Wukong killed Victor. Oriana killed Victor. Another Wukong play. It's really... Jungle controls the game, and that's not just like your jungle out playing the other jungle. It's a lot of it's a lot of the other jungle not being shut down by your team. So like warding their wraiths if you're playing mid or jungle, or it's a team effort to shut down the jungle. All right.
Yep. But that is game 2, everyone.
Oh, dude, game 3, that was fast.
Yeah. But we are going to go offline for a little bit to set up game 3. So make sure you get into the T-Force chat and ask if do you want to get into